Hey everyone, welcome back to the Get Marketing Podcast. I am John, your host, and I'm here to help you get marketing in the digital space. Remember to subscribe to our channel and drop us a like, and also share our videos and our episodes online with a friend or with a business colleague. Well, I am really excited to be with you all today. I am with a good friend, Adrienne Weaver, the founder of Sage Mind Marketing. Adrienne, it is so good to be with you today. How are you doing?
Hi, John. I'm doing well, thanks.
That's awesome.
Excited to be here.
And I'm really excited for our conversation because we were talking in the pre-show, and kind of our topic for conversation today is about the customer experience that you generate with your online assets, whether that's your website, your social media, but also how that relates to your customer's buying journey. And I think there are a lot of misconceptions to the customer journey or building customer experience with your brand. And you shared something with me that was a common misconception that I don't think that maybe all business owners think through when they're developing their brand journey online. So maybe you could share a little bit more about that, and that'll kind of lead us into our show today.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, as we all know, being business owners, with the COVID pandemic, we were all forced to go digital and to find ways to cut through the noise online. But what a lot of people don't realize, or businesses don't realize, is that the customer journey doesn't just end with the first sale or the first purchase. Finding ways to retain your current customers, like your current audience, is going to be vital to success in 2022. It's been proven that customers, loyal customers, buy more and more frequently than a new customer. So something to keep an eye on, especially in the future.
Well, you make a really good point there, and especially when you're thinking about even with larger companies, right? Companies that pride themselves on, really good customer service, even how a customer feels when they open your package, or when they deal with your returns department, or even the idea of good or bad reviews. Even a bad review can sometimes be turned into a great customer experience by responding, replying, and then engaging with that individual and showing your true brand nature online. So, are there parts of the customer journey that you can break down for the audience that then maybe they can start to hone in on and really realize that there's more to this than maybe just getting people a door, doing some advertising, getting them to buy a product, and then you never hear or see from them again?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you make a really good point. I mean, reviews are so crucial now for online purchases, or just choosing one brand over the other. A bad review and a bad response, or just the way it's handled by the business, can make or break your purchases, like your sales. So I'd love to be able to just break down the buyer's journey a bit further, just so we can talk about it more in depth. First and foremost, the first stage is awareness. So this is the very first point of contact that an audience comes into contact with your brand. At this stage, they may have never heard of you, so they may not know anything about you whatsoever. And remember, it's the very first impression. It's everything to a potential customer. So you want to make sure that the first view, the first point of contact, is noteworthy in their minds.
It makes that good first impression.
Yeah, exactly. This could be anything from social media, finding them through a digital ad, maybe just through a Google search. So anything that they would initially come in contact with first is going to determine whether or not they want to find out more about your brand. That's why social media is so crucial nowadays, especially and also websites too.
Right.
Those are the first point of contact, most likely.
No, you make some really excellent points there, and I think that a lot of times also, I've noticed that many business owners, they understand that they need the website. They understand they need the social media channels, and the presence is necessary. But a lot of times they don't understand that it's not just having the website. It's how your brand presents itself online that can really build the trust factor, especially now when, yes, many sales happen on desktops or laptops, but most of the digital interaction that we have today, or how people really engage with brands, happens on your mobile device first. So you're dealing with a small screen that has to get across relevant information in a very timely manner, meaning, under a second, people have to be able to understand what you do, who you are, and why it's important for them to engage with you. So I really think that decision-making process, the retention, that advocacy that you're speaking about as well, in that stages of the buyer's journey, is extremely important, because your greatest, buyers may not always be your greatest advocates, but you can have people who love your brand who may not even have purchased a product yet, that will help you to build that trust online as you're getting ready to maybe release other products or services, etc. So, I mean, is there kind of a checklist or some things you can do as a business owner to enhance that customer experience, some tried and true methods, or at least some initial places you can start to kind of audit what you currently have and then make a decision about where you might be able to improve?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first couple of stages that a buyer goes through, again, it is taking into consideration things like mobile optimization, like how is your website set up for mobile views? So much interaction now comes through social media directly in the app. So if it's not formatted properly to be viewed on a phone as well as on desktop, then that could potentially ruin their experience. So making sure that your website is properly set up and formatted correctly, making sure the loading times are going properly, that you don't want something that's loading too slowly, because that could frustrate someone. It takes too long. We're all very fast paced nowadays. So you don't want that. You want it to be as smooth as possible for them. And then I suppose just in terms of that trust building factor, putting out information like case studies and testimonials and reviews from your current happy clients, and, maybe sending out free samples or providing a free demo of your product or service so that people can understand what you're offering and how it can benefit them. The more information that you can provide online for users to find, whether it's social media, again, digital ads, websites, emails, whatever that might be. A fact page, frequently asked questions is a big one too.
Sure.
People want to know what they're looking for before they have to contact you. So the more information you can give them, first and foremost, can only help you.
I really like what you said there. And the way I think of this is, it almost goes back to, when we were dealing, I wouldn't say that we don't deal with brick and mortar businesses today, but it's just about presentation and then this idea of retention. But even, when you go to a restaurant and there might be, a card in the in the check, the check booklet that says, how was the meal? Rate us. We'd love to get in touch with you. Stay tuned for updates. It's kind of thinking about the soft side of marketing. I find, and maybe this is just me, but I think overall what I've been noticing is that we're seeing an inundation of digital advertising that's just simply pushing product, and that's understandable, right? People want to sell products; they have to make money online. I get that, and that's what our business does. So we want them to do that. Yeah. But there's a soft side to marketing where a digital advertising campaign that's promoting brand advocacy and showing the great customer experiences that other customers have had with you as an initial soft touch point is extremely powerful in building, a new potential customer base. I think one thing that I notice as well, and this kind of fits into what you've been describing also, is that this is not a set and forget, one time, purchase type campaign. These things take time. It takes time to develop the relationship. It takes time to engage with individuals. You may not see a sale come from posting a review online the next day, But these types of business activities from an overall brand perspective are the building blocks of what create, I would consider, business longevity, right? The businesses that stay around for a long time treat their customers well. They're not in it for the fast sale. Yes, they want to make sales. Yes, they may want to get those sales quickly, but they think about building a community. So when I think about that, I love what you said about, asking customers for feedback, getting people to engage with you, starting that conversation online. We're seeing that a lot, right? With community engagement on social channels, or even, the advent of channels like TikTok, where it's very personalized and everybody's engaged in the conversation. I think brands would do well moving forward to engage some of those types of tactics when they think about building their overall brand image and performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think transparency is key moving forward. We're getting away from the cookie cutter content, stuff that's very visually pleasing, even though, it's still a tactic. It can definitely still be done and mixed into your content, but finding ways to be more open and honest and raw, I think is probably the way to go now. People are looking for brands that they can believe in and that they trust and that they want to continue buying from. So again, yeah, making that first impression is so important, making sure that the information you provide online is relevant and that it is plentiful and just that their initial experience is a good one. Because once they make their first purchase with you, if you can continue to offer that amazing customer service, follow up on feedback, sending them special promotions to, refer a friend, whatever it might be. There's lots of different tactics that you can use to try and retain your current customer base. But I think doing it in a genuine and authentic way will only make them want to stay longer.
I really love that. And I think that the authenticity, transparency, and like you said, being genuine is extremely important, especially, online. I think we feel like we're all very connected. We can have, very personal conversations. There's a lot more just direct feedback in all areas on social media, right? But I think that the other side of it is there is that trust barrier sometimes of transparency, or feeling like, is this person that I'm talking with, are they real? Is this really how they would act in real life? I think brands could do well to kind of lower that resistance and build that trust with their customers by being more transparent, letting people know what they're all about. I encourage all of our clients to do employee spotlights, show the people that work for the organization, engage with your audience on a personal level, right? What's important to you, what motivates you to do what you do, and why did you build this brand? Sometimes that's all it takes for someone to then decide that they want to join your vision and what they're doing, and they're purchasing a product or engaging with you is only a byproduct of already having built that trust. So I really love what you said there about the transparency. I think that's critical, and I think we could use more of that in today's online conversations. Well, Adrienne, this has been a really fascinating conversation about the customer journey, and you've certainly shared a lot today that business owners can think through. I wonder if you have a few, kind of key takeaways that a business owner could think this through today and say, I might need to work on these couple areas. What are some things that they could take away and maybe implement in their business now? Or obviously, they would end up working with us to help them implement some of these ideas over time.
Yeah, definitely. First and foremost, I'd say get to know your customer journey. Talk with your team, talk with your marketing team. Feel free to reach out to us if you have questions. We're more than happy to help. But just fully understanding every single touch point that your customer goes through, leading up to the first purchase and even after the fact, asking yourselves, where can customers find you online? Is the right information available for them? How is their experience in viewing your business online? The process again, and what happens when they make a purchase. How are you communicating with your customers and how often? Do you have an affiliate program or a referral program set up? All of these different touch points should be reviewed and optimized on a monthly or quarterly basis to try to continue to enhance the experience for your customers. Keep it simple. And I think more than anything, ask for feedback as well. Your customers want to hear from you. They want to provide the feedback for you. So, take their information and use it for your marketing, and just to make the experience better.
Well, I really like that. And I think that we can all learn and grow. And especially that growth conversation comes from, like you said, engaging with individuals. And that can be really helpful for you to grow your business. So sometimes something you may not have even thought of, a customer might highlight an area that allows you to make a huge improvement, which leads to so much more growth and optimized results. And that's what we're all about, is helping businesses grow and understanding how they can get marketing, right? And develop their brand in the digital space. Adrienne, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us today. This was a great conversation. I love talking about brands and the customer journey. And thank you for sharing with us today.
Yes, thank you so much, John. It was a pleasure.
And thank you to you all for listening in and subscribing and obviously tuning into the episode today. I hope you all learned a little bit more about the customer journey. I always do when I talk with my guests. And of course, Adrienne shared some amazing things with us all today. Remember to subscribe to the channel and share these episodes online if you love the conversation and you want to keep us caffeinated a little bit more, which of course I can always use that, and you'll see those in my reels as well on the Blue Comet Media channel. I'm obviously the coffee guy now. That's what people have been telling me. You can send us some money on the Ko-Fi link that is or coffee link that is in the description section below. Check the link, and if you have questions, check out the comment section below. You'll see some of Adrienne's contact information also, and our website, of course, and Sagevine Marketing. And I look forward to seeing you all get marketing in the digital space.